streets, coming straight out the garage. Garage talk. News from the streets, coming straight out the garage. Garage talk.
Garage Talk TV, welcome back everybody. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy Mackie D, man. Garage Talk TV 214. Might be a lot of Garage Talks, man, but it ain't a Garage Talk TV 214. Y'all know that's my thing, man. Hit the likes, man. Y'all see my thumbnail. I'm trying to be rocking with it. Y'all already know what we talking about today. We talking about Jerry and the Cowboys. And, you know, one thing about it, man, like me, myself, you know, I done been, you know, at the beginning with Jerry, you know what I'm saying? And until now, you know, I was fortunate enough to see the 80s Cowboys, you know. We kind of fell out through the Huggaboon, Danny White eras. And Jerry brought the team at a precise time, you know. Tom Landry was on his way out. We all know the story. But I had to share that to let you know really how long I've been rocking with the Cowboys, man. And thank y'all, man. Hit the likes, man. Garage Talk TV, where we talk sports, you know what I'm saying, how we see it, you know what I'm saying. You know, the fans, man, you know what it is what it is, man. This Mackie D, this how we do the sports, man, right here. You know, Garage Talk TV 214. Now, coming from my perspective, Jerry, man, is done lived a life, you know, came into the Cowboys and done a whole lot, you know, so much that he had made the Hall of Fame. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? All that's good, you know. But somewhere along the way, you know, as I've been, you know, had the experience with Tom Landry to Jimmy Johnson, you know, and how I've seen what it, you know, how each has built the program, what they did, you know what I'm saying? You know, I remember when we got Tony, man, you know what I'm saying? And we was able to go to a Super Bowl, you know, with Roger the Dodger, you know. And coming all the way up into Jimmy, just watching the program and watching and knowing Jerry, you know, bought the team and kind of ways, I'm feeling the ways a little bit sideways, cause our tone, he gone out the door. So I experienced all that as a fan, right? You know, I gotta put that in there. This Garage Talk TV 214, y'all click, like, and subscribe. And Jerry came through the door, man, and he had to pick up the pieces from what he had. You know, and I think a lot went into that, you know what I'm saying? How I look at it from Jimmy just being so close to the sport coming out of those colleges, Miami, Oklahoma. You know, Jimmy knew the players and the talent. And back then, man, you know, you could work an athlete more harder than you can now. Let's don't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the playmaker, Michael Irvin, you know, the one and only, the one, you know, that's gonna get the job done, man. Shout out to the playmaker, man. But anyway, Jimmy came in, man, and was able to put down a winning program, you know, in that time, you know. And Jerry been trying to, you know, do the best he can, man, you know, ego or not, you know what I'm saying? And since Jimmy he ain't reached those heights. You know, he haven't won a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Since Barrett Switzer. Barrett took over right after Jimmy and got that third one, you know. You know, team was stacked, talent galore, you know. And but Jerry, you know, if to me, just a fan, not for the fine of Jimmy, you know, we all know the story. But all in all, man, you know, Jerry got him 3 rings out of there, you know, and I was a happy Cowboy fan, you know. And I know a lot of y'all probably, you know, those are our glory days, you know. Hit the likes, man. Come in the comments, man. This Garage Talk TV. Today I'm on my sports. You know, we up in the sports. Y'all can tell how we rocking it. Y'all can tell by the thumbnail. Yeah, we making thumbnails now. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, y'all just know that to me, like right now, Jerry went viral for the little situation, you know, dealing with the little oil and the little comment. You know, mail so mail, you know, mail been said, mail not been said, you know. You know, your narrative, my narrative. This is my narrative of the situation. You know, from a fan perspective, you know, Garage Talk TV. Hey man, y'all subscribe, man. Share the channel. You know, it helps the algorithm, you know. And Jerry, man, let's be 100. You know, you look at it like that offense, man. That offense got a chance. I've been hearing, you know, people talking about trade Cooper, you know, silly idea to me, you know, the offense, if you want to, you know, really gel, you know, you get Coop, Lamb, and Turp, you know, and that front line is looking so beautiful. You get BB back and playing healthy, you know, you got Smith right there. You got Booker right there. They all first rounders. You letting them grow. Tackle position, they growing. I ain't gonna really talk too down on the tackles because, you know, your offense been doing what it do. So I can't really, and you can't do nothing but just go up from now. You know, they gonna keep digging. That's all in the tackles to keep working. Not the offense is not my concern. But to me, Jerry, and I'm just gonna say it like I said, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know me, you know, y'all tune in to Garage Talk TV. Hit the likes, man. Hit the likes and subscribe, you know. And Jerry up in age now. That's not a young Jerry. Jerry got a lot going on, you know. Jerry probably at that age where, you know, your memory starts slipping, you know, and I think a lot of things that get talked about sometime, I think when them Super Bowls first started, you know what I'm saying? And y'all let me know if I'm wrong or right, come down in the comments. But when we won our first Super Bowl under Jerry, and our second one, I don't even think they had a salary cap. So your management style, you know what I'm saying, is very different when you first started. And the things you could do. You know, rules have changed. You know, I'm keeping this in mind because I'm finna give y'all my spiel on the Cowboys and the Jerry Jones situation. You know, hit the likes. Come down in the comments, man. Let's respond. As a Cowboy fan, I'm happy with my defense. I'm not upset at Jerry at all, you know. And the thing about it, you know, we all know 30 years. Hey, man, 30 years. But, yeah, you know, Jerry looked at it like, man, he got 3 Super Bowls, you know. You can sit back and see how he, you know, allegedly, you can sit back and see how he looked at it. I mean, you done won your 3. And you trying to, you're going through something where you want to, you know, you want to learn this management. You got to adjust to these new rules. You want to prove to everybody you the man, you know. And he haven't been back, you know. Shout out to Schottenheimer, man. Schottenheimer, you know, he ain't under the same rules what he can do with the athletes as Jimmy. I don't even know if he got rain like Jimmy had rain because it was at the beginning, you know. Jerry wasn't really, you know, probably knowing a lot of things for his athletes go, probably as Jimmy as far as what it take and what kind of, you know, to put him up under for is the practice, the training. You know, Jimmy already, he come from that. He knew that. But the rules are different what Jimmy can do to what Schottenheimer can do. And they wondering is Jerry gonna make a trade. I'm a Cowboy fan and this just Garage Talk TV. To me, we don't have no safeties, man. You know, not talking down. You know, if you played a different style or something, I don't know. You know, Dono is a hard hitter. I'm not talking down on Dono because he can hit hard. I can't hit hard like that, so why am I going to talk down on this young man? But you got to have coverage skills, man, and we haven't really seen that, and we have seen, us getting beat plenty of times, due to situations that's happened in the Dono, talent-wise, you know what I'm saying, or slipping down, or whatever you want to call it, man. It's not a Darren Woodson performance. It's not. I don't know if the cap made them to where they can't, a Darren Woodson, you know what I'm saying, a James Washington. I don't know. But to me, it's like, you got so many holes on that defense, but the division might not be just that strong. Because if you can get a lineman, it may help Clark and it may help Osa, it may help Solomon Thomas, somebody that's nasty, that's, linebacker, free safety. Maybe even need a cornerback. Ain't no use of getting a corner if you ain't got the line. So go to the line if you could. But the thing about it, this is what I want to say about Jerry. And this is why, you heard me go off into that little spiel. Really, in reality, to me, Jerry has lived he is in getting his flower stage. He's in the making some comments, and you can start seeing probably where he's slipping his memory, or he's lived his life successful, successful with the Cowboys, successful at running business, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much gonna be Jerry. So with Jerry, I just say, as a Cowboy fan and me watching the Cowboys, I'm gonna watch my boys. I hate to see a blown season by the offense. Tell me what y'all think. Come down in the comments. I hate to see a blown season by the offense. Wouldn't even think about trading George Pickens. That's preposterous. A lot of people on the defense, it's still early, it's 10 games left. I'm not counting out the fact that the defense can't. I'm not saying they can't find a niche, because you got a leader like Jadeveon Clowney, and you got Big Clark on your team. Those are leaders, and they may go to talking. Ain't no telling what they might make that and rub off on those players. Ain't no telling what kind of vibe they can get. You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to be, dedicated and, professional. Ain't no telling what those type of players. Kenny have brung something anyway. He was an upgrade. You needed Kenny anyway. Jadeveon just now, you know what I'm saying? I think he's finna get in his grind. He's finna get in his bag. It's a long season. It's week 3, 4, and 1. It's a long season. You can go and, you can still be 9 and 8. You might get in the playoffs 9 and 8. Ain't no telling in this division. You seen we didn't have to watch them. But Jerry, I think Jerry, as a fan, I got my gripes. But all in all, man, I think Jerry has came around this year. He's made some moves this year. Is it enough moves this year to where I can just, forgive him for all the other years? Probably rightfully so, just knowing probably what he got going on, which I'm really just concerned about winning. I'm not concerned about, we selling the most hats and shirts and all that. But I gotta sit back and look at it from a big scale. We was fortunate to even get 3 out of those times, and I guess those times don't come all the time. So we gotta be thankful for what we got now. And I think Jerry gonna do what he needs to do. But I think the Cowboys are on a upcline now. I think we're on an upcline. You know, everything that got exposed for us talent-wise on the defensive side of the ball. I think with a few pieces of safety, a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? You know, a cornerback, you know, defensive end, you know. And who knows, like I said, it's real early. You know, these players might put their head down, you know. You know, I ain't no time for me to sit up and talk down on K9. Ain't no time for me to sit up and talk down on Sam Williams. Ain't no use of me doing that because it's early. You know, I'm gonna get them players a chance, man. And even Dono might, you know, seeing, you know, it's early. He didn't see he slipped here and there. You never know if he jump back on the ball. You know, I'm gonna give him that rope. But when it comes to Jerry Jones, I think if he could make the team better, you know, he will. He had a culture problem, you know, I think, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping with the Diggs and the Michael Parsons because we had Mike, we seen the record, so I'm not all caught up about that. I'm a Cowboy fan. We had Mike. And the record was what the record was. But I think if Jerry, you know what I'm saying, I think with them 2 first-round picks and everything getting exposed on that defensive side, because sometimes you got to tear everything down just to see. And this is going to be 2 seasons in a row if that defense don't snap from stopping that run. You know, with a new regime. You know, you got a new coaching staff. So, you know, I would give Matt Eberflus a chance. Because really, to me, if you let me tell it, Garage Talk TV, hit the likes, subscribe, you know. Shout out Chestnut, shout out to my kinfolk, man, in the East Texas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all, you know, watching the show. Hit the likes. Thank y'all for coming, man. Thank y'all for checking me out. But I think if Jerry could improve the team, you know, he will. You know, by the time y'all get this video, we maybe have drafted somebody. But I don't think Jerry is trying to let a season go by while he got a chance on offense. If he had the opportunity, I don't think the Jerry will let the opportunity go through his fingers for what he got right now. But if somehow he don't make no move, you know, all you can look for them is to accept, you know what I'm saying, those coaches gonna make do on their defensive side of the ball with what we got, and athletes gonna have to step up. Now how this go, I don't know. You know, players not being where they need to be, blowing assignments. I think that's coachable. Lined up in the neutral zone. I think that's coachable. But for Jerry trying to be on the hot seat, you know, it is what it is. You seen what you put over there, what you got on this side of the ball. You was taking the gamble. You know, you done seen it for 2 years. And I wouldn't give up on Jerry right now. I think if he can make a move, he can make a move. And the season just getting started. And we'll see what we do Sunday night against these Arizona Cardinals. And I wouldn't be trading Pickens. That's a silly conversation. But I think Jerry's due some flowers, you know. I think I give Jerry a nice little B plus, man, for effort. You know, a nice little B plus. You know, we all know an A when we see an A. But I give him a B plus because if you can just, you know, and every year is a different year. You know, we might say, okay, let's get through this year and get some. It may not come back like that. You know, every year is a different year. They put some film, they watch some film on you. Y'all know how it go. They watch some film on you, y'all know how it go. And it might not be the same next year. But I'm not caught up with Jerry, man. And so far, I think so good. We just excited. You know what I'm saying? We done beat Washington. We done beat the Giants. You know, ain't no telling how these boys might try to play against Philly. I'm not too scared of Philly. I'm not too scared of Philly at all. But y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Come down in the comments, man. You know, mess with your boy Mac, man. Click, like, and subscribe. Help grow the show. Until next time, peace.
News from the streets coming straight out the garage. Garage talk. News from the streets coming straight out the garage. Garage talk.